Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are now listening to That Infernal Noise podcast, part of the Mental Health News Radio Network. Fuck yeah.
It's recording.
Oh, God.
Since when?
He does that now. Now that I've given up my view of my laptop.
I remember you told me about that last time.
Do I need to adjust? Huh? No?
It's a good angle.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. We're back. We have a yawning child who is about to go start adulthood in college in a few weeks. And how are you feeling about that?
Honestly,
Yes.
I'm fucked.
Okay.
Why do you feel that way?
In which ways?
Yeah, I'd like to leave it at that. But I'm not cooked. I'm congratulations.
Oh my God. So in what way do you feel like you're fucked?
Okay, because one, I'm not really used to being on my own. I get homesick very easily, as y'all well know. Well, y'all know the extent of that, but y'all know I do get homesick very easily. And just knowing that I'm going to be gone all week.
You're going to be like an hour away, though.
No, I know. But it's still like an hour of, oh, this only happens. I don't mean to put that juju out there. I'm just saying that's my thought process.
And we understand that. And we're like that too. Like, we don't want to admit that exactly how terrified we are. Mm-hmm. But because of the world the way it is, it is very, very scary to just let you go bloom and spread your wings and whatever other cliche.
Stupid adage that you want to...
Live, laugh, love.
Something like that.
You say that and you posted on your note, I didn't know I love you so much.
I like that song.
I understand that.
That song has been stuck in my head, like, all week.
Why?
I don't know. Because, like, specifically just Repo in general has been stuck in my head.
That's so funny because Repo has been brought up in conversation recently.
Well, I mean, we talk all kinds of shit in general.
And that's valid.
Yeah, so I've been, like, binging Repo, like, all week.
Nice.
But that song specifically has been stuck in my head, other than the one that Mag sings right before she...
Beautiful song. Beautiful, beautiful song. So, okay, so outside of... Sorry, I have to rein it in a little bit.
Yeah.
So outside of, just being away from home and the scary parts of being away from home, mm-hmm. Outside of that, like outside of just the normal anxieties of going away to college, mm-hmm. What are you freaking out about anything else, or is that just pretty much it? Just that I mean, it is a huge change, and I hate to say just that because it is a big one.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that's freaking you out that you feel?
I mean, other than like the financial part of it,
That
just.
But that has nothing to do with you.
It's always just been. It literally does.
But not
it literally
really.
has everything to do with me.
How often has the financial part not been handled?
I never said that. It's just like I've always been conscious of it, so it's always just one of those things.
The only reason we ever talked about money or like we are so open is just because we want you guys to know that, I mean, life is life.
Yeah.
And not everything is going to be
easy.
like, like there's going to be struggles and But we don't say, and we've never said anything like that to like make you guys worry. It's just
We want you guys to know what it takes.
yeah, what real life is like, but never to make you feel that it's your responsibility, because it's our responsibility.
No, I know.
And it's not like you guys owe us for anything. You guys don't owe us for shit. Like, what are you mm-ing about?
No, I was agreeing with you.
Okay. I was like, what?
You're wrong.
No, I'm not. Because you guys didn't ask to be here. Why would we... Oh, you owe us for No. All of that, the only part that you're responsible for are the loans that are in your name.
Well, that and doing your part in college.
And yeah, go to class, do all that shit.
I'm not gonna fuck off.
If you're paying to go to college, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
Fucking off high school is one thing, and which you didn't, but just in general.
I tried.
You did try.
Okay. I didn't try as hard as like other people have.
You tried hard for you.
Yeah.
To fuck off.
And that was just like leaving early and using Dad as my getaway driver.
But you had that period off, so it's not even like you were doing anything bad.
I would just jump in the car and go, 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 go!
Floor it!
She would.
I know.
Yeah,
and
every
I
time. And he knew he wouldn't.
Because he's responsible. He's a responsible adult.
It's very disappointing.
Depends on who you ask.
What, that it's disappointing?
No.
That
I'm
he's a responsible adult. I think you're a responsible adult.
You try.
You do try.
Okay, so start from the beginning.
Oh, Lord.
Again. Take 3.
For the third time. With what?
Okay.
Okay, introduce yourself.
Oh, God.
You're going to have to figure out how to introduce yourself, like if you're going on interviews or if you're going out for parts.
What is it called? When you are presenting for an audition, your...
Slate.
Slate! Thank you. Please. Your slate, ma'am.
Oh, wow. But I'm no longer in high school, so...
Okay, well you can put in starting freshman at UNT.
Okay.
First time freshman.
First time, long
God.
time.
First time I've done slate.
She doesn't even get that reference.
Yeah, no. No one does talk radio anymore.
Last time they did that on, what was it? The Eagle? They took him down.
Oh.
That was funny. Okay.
Go ahead.
For Slate in however many months. My name is Kaylee Rain Young.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Going with
Continue.
full middle name.
Continue with your slate. My bad. I'm just here to observe.
Cry, little sister.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I knew it would get her. I didn't know if it would get you, and clearly it did.
It did. I am 18 years old. I am a starting freshman at UNT.
Is that how they told you to say it? UNT?
No, I'm just trying, because I know
She's trying to remember
there's so
what
much in a slate, but I'm not actually doing...
reading for anything.
You're not supposed to say reading, you're supposed to say performing, because you don't have a script in your hand.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Brick made us do that all the time.
I mean, he's right. You aren't reading for the part.
performing.
You are
And
performing.
They're
but-
like, oh, they'll take off points for that. I don't know if that's true, because whenever I did it at the Gaylord, they...
Didn't take off points?
I don't know. I wasn't the one who said reading.
Oh.
Yeah. And everyone else in my room went over time, so... If I didn't rank superior over them, then I was doing something wrong.
All right.
wrong.
So, Miss Kaylee Rain Young, 18-year-old, soon to be...
God, don't do that.
soon to be freshman at UNT.
No, I am
No,
I am legally a freshman
at UNT.
now.
Yes. So, tell us how you got
Tell us about your family life and your upbringing.
Yeah, tell us how you got here. From the beginning.
Let's start this off the way we did last time. All of this has been heard before. CPS does not need to be involved.
Well, you're an adult now, so
No,
they
I
wouldn't
know.
be.
But
I know.
but whoever watches this should know that there's other children involved now. Or there always was.
Yeah, you have younger siblings.
Yeah.
And an older one.
Yeah.
And an older one. Yeah.
CPS
you've-
doesn't need to be involved. It's handled. We're okay.
We're okay.
I feel like I should say that. 'Cause
Yes. So, forewarning, anything that is said in a quote unquote negative manner to the parents, it's not a negative manner. We've both heard everything that is about to be said. We have reconciled with our child and made amends.
Children.
And children. Well,
Plural.
I only say child right now because Chris isn't here and recording. But
I'm the only important one.
oh my goodness, you're all important.
Don't let her lie to you.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so
Where would you like me to start?
okay, you were born 11 4
You're the
05.
second out of 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
How does
The
that
only
make you
planned
feel?
child. Which makes me the most important one, of course.
Technically, that's not entirely correct, but okay.
I like to believe
I
it
know.
is.
Yes, you
He
were
was
one.
adopted.
No, he's adopted. Don't say that. Okay, so it started out
Yes.
with you're the second born.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were born, obviously your biological mom and dad were still married.
Definitely weren't happily married.
You said it, I didn't.
I was there. I saw it. I didn't see it. I heard it
That's fair. So
every night.
So you knew that things weren't the best between the two of them.
Correct.
Okay. And how did that affect you and Chris and y'all's relationship?
Overall, I feel like when we were really little, we were actually pretty close. But as we grew older, we grew apart, of course, because,
Siblings.
and puberty.
Yep. That's exactly the
Because
one.
he was like, I'm a boy. Yeah.
And you're like, you're not a boy, you're a brother.
You're not a lady. You're nothing but a sister.
Anyway, he still says that to me.
I know.
But luckily we're very close now. Especially whenever everything was going wrong with dad and mom's relationship. I feel like that's when me and him were the closest, because especially in situations like that, we only really had each other. Because it's not like you can go to one parent or the other.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay, so they did split up and then they got back together and then Noe.
Yes. The piglet was born.
The piglet was born. And how did that affect... How did you and Chris feel about that? I've never asked that question, I don't
never
think.
thought to ask that either.
New information.
When Noe was born, I was actually really excited, but also not, because up until I was 12, I was always sharing a room, and I knew I was gonna have to share the room with Noe. And I was like, oh, I want to have a sibling. And then I realized that sibling would have to live in my room, and I'd have to be the one to hear them scream. That I was not so okay with having a younger sibling.
Well, Noe's the least screamy out of all of you.
Yeah.
To be
Noe-
completely
No, I
fair.
just meant
In
when I was
general,
younger.
yeah.
Okay.
I love Noe though.
Yes.
They're little
You guys
pickles.
are seem to be really close.
Yes, especially more recently. Because, of course, I've always had, all of us have to have the older sibling thing of, I don't want to hang out.
Well, yeah. That's normal though.
Yeah. But there are, like, certain things that me and Noe, or even me and Logan, we all have in common, so we just sit down and watch it together. I really wish I was closer with Logan. I really do. But
I think that'll
There's a
come.
bigger age gap,
Yeah.
and he has a lot of energy, and you are not the high energy.
I think
Not
just
anymore.
like every other relationship with your sibling, like there's the separation point because you have a huge, like Dad said, a huge age gap.
Yeah.
That and just his maturity level. He's 11. You're almost 19. So obviously there's not going to be a whole lot in common, and then there's going to be things that he does that 11-year-old boys do
that irritate the
that are going to irritate the fuck out of you.
like repeat the same words over and over and over again.
They get us too, okay? So finally, about
a year after Noe's born, me and Mom split for good.
Yeah,
and
I was not okay with that.
well, obviously, no kid is going to be okay with that.
You were the one that took it the hardest.
Yeah, I think so.
Noe gave
That's-
no fucks because Noe was a year old.
I know that the reason why I took it the hardest was because of what I saw from Mom when that was happening. Because, like I told y'all last time,
You don't have to keep saying that. Nobody's heard it. Except
I know
us.
y'all have.
Yeah, but
But
you
I
could
wanna-
just.
But we've heard it
address it.
multiple times in general.
Yeah. I think it was it New Year's or 4th of July? I can't remember.
New
you told
Year's.
me.
It had to be New Year's.
Because we split in
November.
November, and then that first New Year's is what you're talking about.
Yeah. So it was New Year's. Y'all had split up, but haven't told us. Chris was with you. I was with Mama at her sister's house, Aunt Popey, with, I think Noe was there.
I would assume.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I don't remember Noe being with us.
I don't think so.
Man, and I found out y'all had so much more fun than us.
Yeah,
I
but in
cried
all
that
fairness, Chris shouldn't have been around it. He should have been with your mom because we all got shit hammered drunk.
So did she.
I understand that, but one person as opposed to 20.
Yeah.
I don't even remember how many people we
Man,
had in
but
that
y'all had a
house.
bunch of glow sticks.
We did.
I had so much fun.
We did. But, so that night,
Oh, yes. Mom had gotten drunk. Really drunk. And she sat me down, and the way she told me that y'all were getting divorced was, he's taking my babies from me. I won't be seeing y'all for a while. And pretty much just held me in her arms and continued to tell me that she wouldn't see me for a while. You were taking us from her. And
Okay, hindsight with that conversation, is that what happened?
no, not really. I mean, of course, we didn't see her near as much.
You went from every day to not every day. I
Yeah.
understand that.
So, like, because at that time, I feel like we actually saw her more when y'all
actually
first split up.
Actually, it was because she would pick y'all up from school, and then we would pick y'all
I
up
remember that.
from.
Yeah.
I remember that because
Yeah.
one time, they had gotten locked out, so I
You
called
had
through
to
the
call.
dog door.
I remember that.
I want to know if I could still fit through that dog door.
No.
I was like
You
I
were
was at 8?
7?
7 or 8.
Because it was 2011, 2012. Whenever that happened. And you were born in
I
05.
didn't grow much since then.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you have. Now, does that kind of... I hesitate to ask this question. Does that kind of stuff still happen, and does it bother you if it happens?
Does it still affect you? Like the memory of that.
It did fuck with me for a very long time. Because honestly, there are like multiple memories where it's just like, oh, I feel like that could have caused like my separation anxiety and my abandonment issues. But I feel like that was kind of one of them that led to like the separation, specifically with Mom. Because, you know, when you're so little and constantly being told you're being taken away from someone that you've known all your life, that kind of
fucks with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I feel like that honestly also started the chain of me hating the step-parents, or when I was little.
Yeah. Well,
I don't hate you now, I promise.
Sure. No, I'm kidding.
Y'all worked really hard to build y'all's
Yeah.
relationship
Yeah.
from that point. Well, not from that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean.
but I feel bad that it took us so long. Because it wasn't until, like, fairly recently.
I wish that hadn't been the catalyst and the reason why you had such a hard time with the step parents, but you know, it is what it is. And I am very, very happy that in the past 5 or so years that you and I have gotten to be really, really close.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Because we used to fight. And well, not fight, but we used
Y'all
to
were
butt
at each other
heads. We used to butt
constantly.
heads a lot because
And then I pointed out that
lo
y'all
and fucking behold.
y'all are so similar, and y'all both pulled your head out of your ass at that point, and you're like, oh
I
that's
never
why
did
we
that.
argue. That, with that particular situation, yes, you did.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, so you talked about abandonment issues.
Okay.
What all led to that? Because
Okay.
I obviously know the story.
Obviously,
but
you know all of
I was
that.
there.
Every time. Not every time, actually. That's what started it. Okay, so...
Your dad was a workaholic and an alcoholic. Great combination.
You were... Whenever you were working, especially when we were little, it would always be... You'd be gone before we woke up. You wouldn't come back until we were already in bed. And anytime you were there, you and Mom were always fighting, which wasn't great. Or at least
Kind of puts a damper on fun.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that's how it was, but this is how I remember it. It was like you were never there.
Even when I was.
Yeah, even when you were. Because it seemed like you were always doing something else. Like, one of the most prominent memories that I have is in the Seagoville house. You were getting up for work, and that was the one night one morning I had actually heard you. So I got up out of bed, and I was, like, running after you, crying, trying to say that I love you and have a good day, but you never turned around. Because
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
I wasn't just ignoring you, trust me.
Shut up and go back to bed. No, I'm kidding.
Well, that's how it felt.
Yes, and we know that.
And at the time, whenever I was little, I don't know what started this, like, thought process, but I always thought, like, if I don't say it, he won't come back. I don't know how that got into my head at any point, but that's just...
Because you have serious abandonment issues.
Yeah.
Which is understandable given everything y'all went through at such a young age.
It's not fun. Now, I don't know if I've ever asked this question. Do now, who you are now and where you, like, everything that you've experienced, especially with the 4 parents, do you think they made the right decision in getting divorced, or do you think that they would have been better off staying married?
I can answer that
silly
fucking question.
What a silly question. So you do see that obviously they
Like,
were
of course,
not...
whenever I was little, I was like, oh, I don't want this. I want them to be back together. But, like, honestly, even as a kid, I knew that it was worse when they were together.
Something in you knew that.
I always knew that. But it was always, I was a kid. I still wanted my birth parents to be together because, all my friends had their parents together, and it was just like, I don't see my mom anymore.
Which wasn't true.
Yeah, I know. She literally picked me up almost every day.
This is true.
I don't know my mom. You don't see that woman behind me.
That's not her. That one?
That looks like a pasty palette swap of me.
Yep.
Man, that just reminded me of elementary school. Because whenever I was doing orchestra in elementary school and I wore all black, Mom had come to one of the orchestra concerts in all black. And Michael ran to Mom, thinking that was me, even though she was like over a foot taller than me.
This is true.
And she was smoking at the time. Like, she was currently putting out a cigarette while he made that to her.
Yeah, the tall lady over there smoking a cigarette is the girl I go to school with.
In elementary school.
So, at what point did you really think that you started to really accept the step-parents? Like, oh, the step-parents are...
Last year.
Yesterday. I still don't like these sons of bitches.
Well, she has to
5
like
minutes
you.
ago.
She has to like you. You make all of her appointments and all that shit.
Oh. Well,
You're not allowed to stop, so... Even
Okay.
if I move to another state, I'm going to make you fly out just for appointments.
I don't think she's joking.
I know she's not.
I will pay to have you fly out.
Hey, if it's
Only
on your...
one way.
Well, fuck you.
You gotta figure out your own way back.
She's like, you better stick out that thumb.
Walk.
Walk. You see this treatment I get
This
from the woman
tomfoolery.
who creates all of her appointments and all of her schedules and all of her things?
I'm just awesome like that.
Thanks. Excuse me while I go fuck myself. God.
Oh, but
One way. God damn you. Sorry, I love you. Damn it, that was a good one.
But
Please stop messing with your shirt.
Sorry.
But it definitely took me forever to accept the step-parents. Especially because, like, over the past couple years, like, I'm learning, like, I was learning more information about what was going on behind the scenes with your mom's relationship. And that, there have been multiple times where that kind of, like, took us back a couple steps. Like, it wasn't until, like, quite a few years ago. Let's say quite a few years ago. It was still in this house. Like,
Yeah, we've been here for 9 years, so
that's
that's what I'm saying.
No, I know.
Still,
but I mean, like in the later years of it. Anyway, where I learned that in the time that you weren't at the house, there have been multiple times where you were out drinking, or you're at parties, or
the parties were mainly at the
Yeah.
house.
Well, I know that. But one of the main parts that, like, took me back a couple steps was knowing that most of that time you were cheating on Mom. Specifically with Nisha. And I was like, all that time, it...
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes. I heard
That the timeline seems a little off because...
Or at least I heard it from a joke that's where things were going. Or...
Okay.
And that's just how my brain pieced
Oh, okay.
everything
No,
together.
I was
Yeah.
just asking.
Yeah, because there was actually very little time that I was cheating on Mom with Neish.
Yes, because
How
a lot
everything-
of those things were, a lot of those other bad times between them had nothing to do with
'Cause-
me.
Because how I had been hearing the stories, it was like, oh, Dad was constantly cheating on Mom and stuff like that.
Yeah, with literally everybody else.
That's how it was explained. Yeah, pretty much. But it ended up putting it in my head like, oh, all these abandonment issues were because Dad didn't want to be a father. He was out cheating on my mom instead of being at home with his kids. And that honestly fucked me up. But that was also around the time where I was starting to open up to you guys. So that was really painful, but I had to force myself to get over that because either way, it was still the past. And nothing could have changed.
For the record, I always wanted to be a dad. I did not want to be around your mom. I'm just going to...
That's just how my brain
But
thinks,
I'm telling you so you hear the
It
other
from
side
the
of
source.
it. I always wanted to be a dad. It's just
Or
your
just
mom
more
was
ready.
in the house,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to deal with that bullshit. So I took every opportunity I could to find solace wherever and however I could. And you guys, unfortunately, paid the price for that.
And one of the times Mom had gotten drunk, she said that you weren't ready to be a dad, so instead of being at home, you wanted to continue living out your 20s as, like, you know.
I have my own opinions on that I will keep to myself. That is not the case. The one thing I always wanted to be
Was a dad.
because I knew I'd end up doing better, and I still ended up doing better. Even at that point. Now it's a night and fucking day, but...
It's so funny because
That's
even...
quite good.
Yes.
That's not an excuse.
It's not an excuse, though, because he and I have had conversations about that phrase because our parents, especially my mother, said she did the best she could.
Well, Mama said the same thing, too, and I did not agree with that.
Because, you know, there are choices. And that's why...
I like to believe it.
But the thing you should believe in is that people can hold themselves accountable and say...
Sometimes.
He wasn't the best person.
I was a piece of shit back then. I'm not
at
even
times.
going to fucking lie.
And
like I
I
said, you and Chris paid the price for it.
Yeah. And my part in that situation was...
She was a side effect, not the cause.
And I was the last.
She was. Because I was constantly looking for something, and it wasn't an escape from you guys.
Never. Because
you saw, once Neish and I got together, it was family. That was it. Like, I didn't give a fuck about anything else.
I mean, you still had to work.
Obviously, but the partying started tapering off, and now it never fucking happens.
Yeah. Like, even the drinking, like, dwindled a little bit.
There
were still holes in the wall.
I still had a drinking problem,
Yeah.
but I had got it more under control, and I knew there was a problem.
Yeah.
And
It was actually the only time I ever really, or back then, that's the only time I ever saw you cry.
it's the only time I let myself cry. Not even let myself. I couldn't control it.
it was... Dad was raised... you know how a lot of...
With that stupid machismo bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of how cis
You
males
know what
are
the fuck I'm
supposed to
talking
act.
about.
I know.
And I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Like, I can't
That
stand
guys
it.
can't cry, you need to be a man, blah, blah.
And now that I've gotten the majority of my emotional shit sorted out, I hardly ever cry. Because I don't need to.
But he does when he needs
Yeah,
to.
like if I need to, I'm not afraid of it anymore. So I guess that's a win. And that's what I always try to tell your brother. It's like, dude, if you have emotions, let them the fuck out. Because if you don't, you're going to end up... I know how you're going to end up. Because you act exactly like fucking me.
You've seen it.
Now, it is unfortunate that, you know, because we all made choices. We all made mistakes. We all, and things aren't as one-sided as they seem. But we all made our...
I think they realize that now.
Yeah. I would like to think that that they know that it wasn't...
Nobody was...
No, I know.
Nobody was perfect.
But
Yeah.
that doesn't...
And it doesn't negate,
Matter, but
and
it doesn't
no.
matter now.
It doesn't matter now, and it doesn't make it better or okay, because it's not. We all made our mistakes, and it is... I hate saying this phrase, but it is what it is. And you're right. We can't change it. We can't go back.
That's why I try not to hold a grudge whenever I hear like new information about the situation.
If you hold a grudge, you hold a grudge against me for the shit that I did to you guys. I'm fine with that. The shit that happened between me and your mom, she can hold the grudges, and she fucking does. So that's how I look at it. It's like, I'm not gonna hold stuff against you guys.
Yeah.
Even if it was shit between us, you know what I mean? But that's just me, because I know, I told your brother this the other day, as a matter of fact, it's not y'all's responsibility to fix the relationship. Yeah. It's not y'all's responsibility to maintain the relationship. I am the parent. I'm the one that's supposed to keep that going. So
that's why I've, especially recently, like, I try to not hold a grudge now, because it's like, it's in the past. We've grown past that, regardless of what the details and the specifics of that situation were. That's no longer relevant. That doesn't change who y'all are now, if that makes sense.
I would
that
agree
makes
with that.
me so happy to hear that, because
that's the same thing your brother said whenever we had our heart to heart too.
Because I mean, and there's a reason why you guys didn't know all that information. Obviously,
we didn't need to.
Y'all
We're like 6 and 7 or 8.
Yeah, that, and I mean, even now, like, all the details.
Your brother knows more details than you do, I think, but that's because he and I have had different conversations about shit.
Conversations that I have not been privy to.
And it's just, those conversations needed to happen, and he needed that information.
Yeah. So
I tried to keep all of the messy shit away from y'all as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's
and
just me, though.
If we could have, if y'all could have not known any of that, that would have been great, because y'all don't need to know that.
But
y'all don't need to know the adult problem side of it.
I honestly feel like I needed to know some of this, just because, like, it just helps me see, like, the depth of everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't just surface level dumb shit. Like, this was serious life shit happening.
Yeah.
And, like, the older I get, the more I'm starting to understand all the sides of what had happened, and just see how everything fell apart, instead of seeing, like, oh, they pretend to like each other. They absolutely hate each other's guts. And just seeing what y'all were saying about each other. Because everyone talks shit at least once.
Yeah.
We were not emotionally mature at the time to be able to keep it.
We were in our 20s.
Where it needed to stay.
Yeah, because
that was the issue. Because her and I talking about shit is a completely different dynamic than us talking about it in front of you and Chris. And
we tried, and obviously failed.
We failed miserably.
When y'all drank, y'all's list became very loose.
I wasn't even drunk all the time. I would get pissed off about something, and then I'd just start going off at the mouth, because I didn't know how to handle it any other way.
Yeah.
And, again, anything that we've done, I apologize for my part, and I know Dad apologizes for his part, because nothing ever should have been said in front of y'all. Period. End of story. And we tried our hardest. Obviously, we did not succeed.
Only reason
y'all did better than y'all could have.
The only reason I'm not regretful that y'all have heard that is because it gave y'all, one, the perspective like you were talking about, but two, it showed y'all that we were fallible. Yeah. Because our parents always act like
they could do no wrong, and they were perfect, and you do as I say, not as I do.
And I've never liked that. So it got to show y'all that, oh, Dad's a fuck up. Oh, Mom's a fuck up. Neish, Gabriel, like, we all have our flaws.
Yeah. But that also...
And I've never tried to hide mine.
Yeah.
Like, to be completely honest.
Really?
All of mine are out on Front Street now.
I believe all mine are.
And if y'all had come to me at any point saying, this is what Mom said, I would tell you, okay, this is actually what happened, or, yeah, she's right. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, and if anything comes up in the future, you guys are more than welcome to ask questions.
Yeah, y'all can ask questions all you want, because we were not allowed to ask questions whenever shit didn't make sense to us.
Nope. Yeah. If the math wasn't mathin', we just had to make it math.
Yeah.
All by ourselves.
2 + 2 is 5.
Okay. Sure. Mm-hmm.
And you just gotta do them.
And the only thing that I'm really grateful for is that we figured this shit out way younger than my mom figured this shit out.
Yeah.
because we didn't fix shit until obviously I was almost fucking 40, and then
mine hasn't.
she died 3 fucking months later once we hashed everything out. And as soon as that happened, I was like, no, this. I mean, it was before that too, but that was the final. Like, no, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I can't put my kids through the same shit that I went through because it's not fair. I know it's not fair to y'all because it wasn't fair to me.
And a lot of things you guys have been through already haven't been fair to you. And
oh wait, did that make me sound like a victim?
no, not really. But yeah. Sorry, that curveball.
Sometimes you just gotta throw them out.
Oh, I was not ready. I'm off my game. I was not bobbing nor weaving. I got smacked right here with that one. But yeah, if there's anything that you ever want to know, let us know, because as the adults,
prepare yourself for the gruesome details.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, don't do that. But with all of this is why we tell y'all, come to us with anything and everything, because we will not judge you. We have no room to judge anyone. Mm-mm. We have zero room to judge nobody. Okay? Except for maybe like...
No, even then, we don't judge anybody.
I judge pedophiles. Or the pedos, sorry.
I don't judge them. I'll just fucking plug them and be done with it. Like, there's no judgment.
That's justice.
You gotta go.
You gotta.
I'll be the one to do it and have no qualms with it. I don't care.
Okay, that's fair. But you know what I mean. Jesus Christ. Okay.
It's like a dark turn.
You're one to fucking talk.
I haven't talked about pedophiles yet, so.
Yet. You just said yet.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I can tell y'all some jokes. Oh, please, I don't think I ever told
let's
that.
Let's not.
Not right now. Afterwards, you can tell them that joke.
Put a
that
pin
one,
in the pedophile joke.
Because
please.
that one was fucking hilarious. No. Anyway,
You liked it.
No, it was funny.
Topic.
But this is why we tell you guys, and we hope that showing you guys that we are fallible, that we do make mistakes, that we aren't perfect, and that we don't know everything. Because
Dad says he does.
We don't know.
I have been wrong
less
considerably
or more,
less than I've been right.
Yes. Sorry, I was.
And you know I'm telling the truth with that. Because I am autistically honest sometimes. And
I've been called autistically honest yesterday.
Where do you think you get it from? Because how often do you know me to sugarcoat shit?
Never.
That's not true.
I'm joking.
I don't remember the last time you did sugarcoat anything. I mean, besides...
I've sugarcoated stuff with you and you just don't realize it.
No, there are some that I do know, like off the top of my head, like last relationship. You tried to sugarcoat it.
Yeah,
I can't handle
because
sugarcoat.
I didn't feel like my daughter needed all of that information.
I feel like y'all should have been blind. Oh,
But you guys would have been mad at us.
Just
Or that
wait.
you would have been mad at
Just
us.
say, break up with the bitch. Would have been so much easier.
Would it have been? No, it wouldn't have. Anyway.
I've learned from my mistake.
Yeah, I got real nervous whenever I saw that note, by the way.
Which one?
I didn't know I love you so much shit. I was like,
No, that song has just been stuck in my head.
no, yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
but out of
I brought it
context?
up to hear your explanation.
But out of context. And we know that who you were hanging out with.
Oh,
and then
dear
it was,
God.
it was a shocker. Okay.
Very
Oh, yes,
nerve-wracking.
it's about her.
Oh my God. Anyway.
That looks pretty honest on a transcript.
That reads pretty honest.
Oh, would you like me to make that real? Hold on.
Do not. She's reaching for her phone. This heifer here is going to call our bluff.
Bet.
You gonna hurt your goddamn self.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, don't hurt your own feelings.
She's gotten better.
Anyway.
Moving on.
So
famous last words.
anyway.
We've all said shit like that.
We have. We have.
And it
But-
did
But
not
people
work.
can change.
I'm not arguing that.
This is true. And like I was telling you earlier,
People have to be willing to change, though. That's the
Yeah.
key.
there you go, because not everyone is willing. Even people that are our age are not willing to change. So there's that one, guys. Hold on, I had a question. Sorry. So you've been through a lot. Luckily, I mean, we did try to keep you from the severely fucked up stuff that we had to go through as kids. And I think
I still got some of that shit in high school. That was not fun.
that's fair, but to the level,
No, not to y'all's level, but I still.
yeah,
There
was
was still
traumatized.
bullshit.
there was
Yeah.
still, yeah. But I mean, the jokes that you're going to be telling later, those kinds of people were not generally around you, and we had to be
And
around
any time
people
that
like
there
that.
were people like that around, we
We
wised
left
the fucked
immediately.
up and
Yeah.
got y'all away from them immediately.
Immediately. And said that person's not around or allowed.
Even though there was nothing of substance that we know of. We just weren't taking the fucking chance
No,
because
you guys,
we've been around enough of that shit, and it's just like, nope.
And it sucked being the first one to hear stuff coming from the horse's mouth.
like, oh man, Dad
And
and,
if that
Mom are
hadn't,
gonna be so
if
pissed.
that hadn't happened and you hadn't said anything, we would have stayed in that situation.
And
we
who
didn't.
knows how that situation could have ended,
It probably would have ended in
Yeah.
a fist fight, to be completely honest.
if not worse. So
Well, no, it would have just been a fist fight because that would have been it.
fair. But
But I'm grown. I'm healing.
yes, it's a process. We are not processed. It's not past tense. So, is that the Salt Bay? Sorry. So, we know that you've been through a lot, and you guys have unfortunately had to develop your own issues, abandonment issues, things like anxieties,
Creepy coping mechanisms.
creepy coping mechanisms. I don't want to know.
You know so.
Probably. Overall, especially since Dad and I have really, especially after we started therapy and medication, what positives can you say that you gained from all of this shit? Because it's unfortunate, and I would never wish for you guys to go through that ever again. I really do. Or I really don't wish that. I really do hope that, you guys could have had it differently. But
Personally, I wouldn't change a thing. Because everything that's happened has given me more perspective, and it's given me more experience with the different things that life gives you. And honestly, I feel like it helped me as a person, like, figure out who I am and what
You don't want.
no, not even what I don't want, but I feel like everything that I've gone through, good or bad, it's changed me and my values in such a drastic way. And, like, especially with, like, how I value people and how I respect others. It's all come from, like, how I was raised and everything that I was given, bad or good. It changed me to, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like it changed me for the better, regardless of how I got here. I still ended up getting here, Because, like...
It's not a bad way to look at it. I wish I had that insight at 18 years old.
yeah,
Because, like...
Because I was very bitter at your age.
same. I was terrified at your age.
I've passed my bitter stage.
She's
I
like,
thought you
That
were
was
gonna-
elementary school.
I thought you were going to say you passed it on to one of the littles. So I was like, Jesus.
No, that was so elementary school.
That was
You were angry as fuck in elementary school.
I was in the counselor's office literally every day.
Yeah.
And whenever Miss McDonald left, I was inconsolable.
Yes, I remember that. That was not a good time.
Yeah.
It was not fun. But
especially now, like, some people see this as a negative. I personally see it as a positive. Anytime I've had, like, those really dark, depressive thoughts, especially with the experience I've had from you guys, there are multiple things that I look at to, like, keep me away from doing the certain things that are in my mind. Like, I think of you guys and, like, one, how angry y'all will be.
oh,
We'd be concerned first.
Yeah, I know. But, like, I usually think of the inconvenience it'll be. I know that shouldn't be one.
Whatever the fuck it takes, dude, I don't care at this point.
That's why I never, like, hurt myself like that. Because, like, of course I'm stupid with those intrusive thoughts of, like, I wonder if this will hurt. So I do that stuff. But I've never hurt myself like that because I'm always, like, I guess scared of how y'all react and, like, scared of getting in trouble for being like that. So I was never one of those people to, like, you know,
self-harm.
Yeah. Well, like that.
Yeah. Well, self-harm
Yeah.
in a serious manner.
I still hate whenever you would get mad and you'd fucking
dig your nails in. Ugh.
I fucking hated that.
Same.
Well, because I know at a certain point up until a certain point, I wasn't allowed to speak up.
That's
like,
yeah,
and that's
you're right.
So
that's
it
fair.
was either bite my tongue and, like, dig my nails into my skin, or get bitch slapped. So I chose.
Should have been open-handed.
You never know.
I wouldn't have punched you.
I said bitch slapped.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's open hand, not. I wouldn't have punched you.
You got him close.
You pissed me off a lot in your life.
Oh, I know.
Sometimes
I was there.
Sometimes it was justified that my reaction went to anger. Maybe not the level of anger that I hit, but you guys were not fucking saints by any stretch of the imagination.
I love how you told on yourself when you got in trouble, though.
Every time. Because I have such a guilty conscience, and anytime I do something bad, regardless of if y'all knew about it or not, I would punish myself. And y'all knew sometimes, and there were times where y'all were like, you're manipulating us. But in reality, I was just, why did I enunciate that T? Sorry. In reality,
you were self-flagellating.
Mentally flogging yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I felt bad for the things I did. Like, if I ever lied to you guys and y'all didn't see through the lie, I felt bad and I would punish myself regardless if y'all knew it was a lie or not. Or, like, in elementary school, the only time I had ever really gotten in trouble or gotten detention, it was because I had stolen. And...
yeah, you did. And then you told on yourself.
Yeah. Because apparently I had actually, like, gotten away with it. No one had noticed. But I had felt so bad. And I knew who she was talking about. She said it was a boy and a girl. They were caught stealing. And if they don't return it, they get in trouble. I knew who she was talking about. I knew I wasn't the girl. But I felt so terrible because I was a library aide. I helped set everything up. Like, I was one of the main people to help and help my teachers, help my fellow classmates, or help the librarians. So I just felt so bad. I ended up telling on myself, and man, the look on Miss Ray's face.
It was Miss Ray.
The look on her face, like, she was absolutely baffled.
Because it was just so
came out of left field.
out of character
Yeah.
for you.
Because it was like, after like 6 years of watching people like get all this cool stuff,
and then you're one of 4 kids, and we don't have the money to do
And,
the
like,
Scholastic
book
jack up
All
price.
of y'all motherfuckers
Yeah.
had such a fucking fit about that.
I
Yeah.
know.
So I got jealous, and I was just like, fuck it.
And that's understandable.
Yeah. But obviously, I immediately started feeling like shit.
And you told
Even-
on yourself.
Yeah, because I've always been a very strict rule follower, because I had watched all of my friends become not that, like where they would steal actual library books, like whenever they were getting rid of the old ones that no one reads, they would take a bunch of those and then a bunch of regular school books and say, I'm taking these, just showing the ones that they're giving away, and just walk out with them. And man, the amount of times I wanted to tattle on them, but like I knew, especially since that group was like a bunch of guys that were so much bigger than me, and the glare that they would give me, because they knew out of everyone in that group, I was the rule follower.
Oh, no.
So I was pretty much like, scared into silence.
I tried, and Dad tried. We tried our best to instill values of integrity.
Even if it was through fear, I felt shitty about how we raised you guys, but then whenever I noticed shit like that, and your brother was a lot of the same way, where he'd end up snitching on himself, that made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, you guys do have some kind of moral fucking compass, even though you came from the shit stock that y'all came from.
We wish we could have done it a little differently.
Yeah,
but
but
Yeah, the stuff we went through was like bad, but we got good stuff out of it. Like
explain.
It makes me feel better, like especially when it comes to like my strict rule following.
Because we were
I-
super strict on you
Yeah.
and Chris.
Man, I still remember a lot of the punishments. It was not fun. We were never beaten. I should probably say that. Because just leaving it there would not have looked good.
no, it was like doing wall sits or holding a phone book above your head or
Or the torture that other people would put you through that I was not.
privy
Like
to.
a fan of.
liquid soap in our mouths.
If I would have known about that, then
There would have been all kinds of hell raised. And that's why I give absolutely no fucks about that.
One of the worst ones, it wasn't even that bad, but like it just made me feel terrible, was whenever y'all would make me stand in the corner on my tippy toes with my arms up, and I couldn't look behind me or lean on the wall. Like that one just made me feel so alone.
You would think you would have better balance after that.
No, I have terrible balance.
I know.
Yeah.
well,
We were trying to do other things besides just smacking
spanking
the
you
fuck out of
guys
you
because
guys.
I hated spanking you guys. That's why I didn't do it a whole lot.
I wasn't a fan of it either. I
makes me-
Scared the shit out of me.
It
I didn't
makes
know
me-
how else to parent because that's how
we were
raised,
parented,
you know?
and we were trying to
You
do
fucked up,
something
you got
different.
hit.
Of course, it does.
Shit get hit.
Of course.
If I hit y'all for every time y'all talk shit,
Oh,
Never mind.
my knockout ratio would be higher than Tyson's.
damn.
Like, let's keep it a buck because y'all still
I'm
talk
good.
shit.
Could keep this off the record. We'd be slow as fuck. If you smacked us every time we talk shit.
I do wonder how much more intelligent y'all would have been had y'all not gotten smacked when
around.
y'all did.
Putazo. Right on the back of the head.
Because y'all are all smart as a whip. And it scares me. Like, fuck, did I knock the cure for cancer out of them or some shit?
Oh,
like,
God.
Oh, there's already a cure for cancers.
Patent.
don't get me on that.
Well, let's start this conversation.
We're not
We
getting
can
on the
wait. We can have a
conspiracy
whole
theory.
other episode where you come join us for a conspiracy theory
Yeah!
episode.
Yeah, because
We've got so many of those.
Oh my God, it'll be so good. So,
where are you now?
Yeah.
Mentally, emotionally, with everything.
With everything?
Okay, like
outside-
making peace with
Yes.
like, me and your mom split and me and Nisha's
Yeah.
relationship, everything like that.
how do you feel about us as parents now? You know, things like that.
Luckily, like, I've come to terms with everything that's happened, and I no longer hold a grudge, thankfully.
It's only been 12, almost 13 years.
I can keep going.
I know you can. Until the
She's
day.
Lisa. We established this the last time we recorded that nobody fucking heard.
This is true.
You're a woman. You can hold on to it forever. But luckily, I'm, like, content with, like, how close I am with everyone now. I mean, of course, like, I wish I was closer with Logan, because, like, I can't with that boy. I can't.
Again, I think
No, I
that'll
know.
come with
With-
time.
And with
Once he
age,
starts calming down,
yeah.
I
and
think
your brother went through the same shit and he
know.
calmed down, so it's just gonna take time. Kaylee was an asshole. Well,
was.
Kaylee was a bigger asshole, and Kaylee calmed down.
This is true. Kaylee has calmed down.
That's why I'm worried about Noe, because like you and your brother were fucking assholes, and then y'all chilled. Noe's been chilled
chill.
the whole time, so it makes me wonder if it's gonna fucking flip.
No, he's gonna start dyeing their hair. They're gonna go
I
through the emo.
don't give a fuck. That you want to do that all
We-
day, go
no.
for it. I'm just worried about the repercussions of Noe being an asshole as they get older, because that's a bigger
because
problem.
Noe gets you in these subtle fucking ninja ways that cut you to the fucking core.
I
Forget,
blame
they hurt my feelings, man.
I blame you and your mom for that,
Man, like
because that reminds me of
I
y'all.
taught them good.
the savagery.
Oof. Oh, they hurt my feelings. It sucks.
Oh my God. But I really think
Yeah.
outside of, I think it's just the age difference between.
Well, it's not just him I want to get closer to. Like, I feel like with Gabriel, I don't feel like I'm near as close with him as I am with everyone else. And
Do you think that's you? Like you're still trepidatious for some reason?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both him and me. Because
He was the most scared of you for sure.
Yeah.
Because he's said that before.
Yeah. He's told me that before.
And not like, oh, she's gonna fucking kill me, but
No,
like
no.
he was the most worried about you whenever him and your mom
And,
got together.
like, he still, like, walks on eggshells with me. And I can tell. Like, there's certain things that he...
People are scared to piss you off. I've
There are
told you
certain
that.
times that is validated, and I think you would agree with that.
Yes. Yes, I do agree. I'm just saying, like...
You're scary when you're mad.
Me and mom figured out how to do it in a way that's not gonna feel like we're patronizing you because we were around you 24/7. You know what I mean?
Still patronizing sometimes.
It's not, but we're not trying to, and you
Yeah.
understand why we're doing it now. You don't just assume that we're
Being dicks.
Yeah,
It's for a reason.
Exactly.
We're being dicks for a reason.
Like, hey, we tried to do things gently, just so you didn't fucking flip out or whatever.
Okay.
But Mom and Gabriel didn't have that same amount of time to figure out how to deal with you in that aspect, and now they're doing that more so.
So I do hope that
Yeah.
the two of you get closer.
I hope so, too.
But I mean
Yeah.
that's it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
You just have
Yeah.
to put in the effort, and
Yeah.
you'll get whatever you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I look at it, at least.
Yeah. I think that's a good piece of advice. I do. So how do you view us as parents now that we've done and try to continue to do whatever work and
And if you think we're full of shit, you could by all means say that.
yeah.
We've been told worse, trust me.
Oh, recently. So how do you view us now as parents? And I'm only talking about Dad and I because we were the primary care providers. So primary care physicians.
Yeah.
God damn it.
We just went to the primary care.
We did.
So
The look on the doctor's
Can
face.
we get past that? You've already.
Sorry.
We'll talk about that after.
But the look on that doctor's face was so precious. So, I just spittled. My bad. So how, especially since Dad and I have been in therapy for years.
Got the medication going.
Yeah,
I'm off my meds.
I'm off my
really?
meds too. I've been off my meds for.
I got off my meds and I started doing like microdosing, and I've even stopped that. I'll occasionally have an edible, but that's it.
It's
Like,
occasional,
I'm not-
and I've stopped everything.
It's really weird to see everything with a clear mind.
Yeah, because I've even stopped everything. I don't even have
She hasn't been taking edibles either. So
nothing. Nada.
It's interesting.
It
Reality
is. It's
is
weird.
very odd.
It's trying, and these bitches are testing me. That's what's going on. So now that
I'm still on medication. I feel that shit.
Yeah, but your brain chemistry is also
Yeah.
not done fully forming.
well, that and
Like I said, I'm fucked.
you're on different meds than we were.
You're also on ADHD.
Yeah,
I
that's
need-
completely different.
I need more meds.
Yes.
Okay,
But-
so now
Yes.
versus whenever you were a
Sorry.
kid, what are your thoughts? Have we improved? Is there still room for improvement?
Like, the only way that we will know.
Yeah, is if I
It's-
tell you.
Correct.
Obviously.
Yeah, we
I-
can't read the brains.
Well, obviously, I think y'all have improved greatly.
Sweet. Tell me more about me.
Tell me how great I'm doing.
Please.
I can't do
'Cause-
that.
Oh, you can do it with your beard.
Yo. Let your beard flow in the wind.
Whenever it was long,
It would.
Like
I
last
know.
year, you could see it like flapping.
Okay, sorry.
But I do believe y'all took a really big step, especially from where we were, because
It was a shit show. It was a
Yeah.
shit show, to put it mildly.
yeah,
You were
'cause-
having to watch the same thing between me and Neish that you had to watch with me and your mom.
Yeah.
Only you were older and had to look after littles
Yeah.
at the same time.
and
Yeah.
protect them from
The same
we
shit
had
that
to-
you and Chris had to deal with.
Yeah,
And I thank you and your brother eternally for that.
I really do because we
because
should
they
have
ended
never.
up slightly more well adjusted than you two did because they had you guys.
Yeah.
And
And-
I appreciate that.
And-
Even though that wasn't your job.
Yeah.
It was
y'all
not,
still
and
did
that's
it.
where I was going with that.
Yeah.
I thank you, but that we should have never put you in that position.
Correct.
We should have pulled our heads out of our asses and worked on ourselves
Way
in our
sooner.
relationship way sooner than we actually did. And
you guys don't get the credit you deserve for that.
Agreed.
And here's your flowers.
so, yes.
Because y'all deserve it. Anyway, continue. Continue how great we are now.
Please.
Because
No.
y'all know, like, hell, I told you when I was like 6, in the car that I hated you. Freaking, you reached back and smacked the shit out of my
I
leg.
sobbed that night.
She did.
You didn't even remember it.
No, but once you brought it up,
Yeah,
it came
Yeah.
back and she remembered. And
Yeah.
because I didn't say nothing. I was like, I'm not bringing this shit back up.
yeah. Because I remember you hit your hand on Noe's car seat because Noe was in the middle, I was on the left. And you smacked the car seat and then you reached back, like you turned in your seat.
Because it pissed me off then.
And then you smacked me a couple times on my leg, and it hurt like hell. I remember the bruise I had.
Sorry.
Because, like, I don't even remember what.
I don't
happened.
remember.
I think you were just getting onto me for something. I think it might have been because, like, I had, like, fallen asleep on the car, and you thought I was ignoring you. And so you were yelling at
It's
me.
possible.
That's possible.
And so I was just like, I
don't-
hate you. And then you just reached back.
Nah, I'm going to give you
Yeah.
something to hate, motherfucker.
That was the
Yeah.
mindset then. You're like, okay, hate me now. Obviously,
Give you a
that-
reason to cry.
That obviously
Oof.
that was
Yeah, that works so well with our childhoods.
yeah.
It works so well for mine, too.
I
Fair.
But
I-
I'm glad that we have moved past how everything was. Like, because everything that I used to hate so much about being at home, like being here, has like stopped. Because like I don't.
It seems like it's your comfort now because like today you come back from your doctor's appointment,
lay in the bed and go to sleep.
Immediately passed out in our bed.
Yeah.
And like I was gonna give you shit, but then it was just like, you know what?
She had to fight Ezra for the spot though.
That was funny.
And then Biscuit came in later.
It's fucked up.
But that makes me feel good because
It
like
does.
especially like the last couple of years you were home before you moved out.
And
That was what you did every night. Like you
Yeah,
come in
laid-
there and
laid
you lay
with
in
you
our
guys.
bed and
yeah.
Even
Yeah,
though
it was
Nisha
just nice.
avoided us.
That's because you would lay in the middle and our bed
No,
gets
I'd
cramped.
lay closer to you. I lay pressed up against you.
It doesn't matter.
She has a spatial thing.
I do. You know me. I have my bubble. My bubble.
And that's why we moved to you sitting on the other side of me. Okay, stop before y'all knock shit over. It's not the first time I've had her spit.
Never mind. Anyway,
She licked me.
I really am glad that I agree with you. I'm really glad that we are where we are. And I do want to say, I'm sorry for being the shitty mom at times when I was. I was raised.
You were the wicked stepmother. At some
I
point.
was in some. I would be viewed as that, and I get that, and that was my biggest fear.
Oh shit! You're a Disney princess. You had the wicked stepmother and the
told-
father that did nothing of any kind of raising.
And
initially.
and she fed a squirrel.
Oh yeah.
I pet a squirrel too.
Oh, and pet a
That-
squirrel.
Don't leave that part out. That's
Oh,
the most important part.
And that one squirrel on the UNT campus,
Yep.
it was gonna let you pet him, I think. But I do want to say, and I know I've said this to you before, I am sorry for the mom I was because I didn't know how to be a mom. I was raised by a wolf and a fucking savage.
No, it was more like a fucking hyena.
Oh, yes, like
The type
a
of
hyena.
shit that eats their young.
Yeah, and I just got lucky that I was cute enough for her
Gnaws
not
on
to
the
eat.
bone.
Yeah, she does. So I'm sorry that I started off giving you bad mom stuff because that was never my want. And I wanted to do things I wanted to do things so differently and I couldn't. So I do apologize because you didn't deserve any of that.
Well, I wasn't the best child to you
But
either.
the thing is that you were a child and
What
I
did
was
we
the
talk
adult.
about at the beginning? Like, it's the
I know.
parent's responsibility, not the child's.
And I don't blame you. You are not at fault for anything.
No, yeah.
Zero.
You're supposed to
that is
hate
your
that
fault.
situation.
Yeah. You were full of piss and vinegar and hatred and
You just lost your mom and your dad being together. Like, it was a hard adjustment period. And
And
we
then-
didn't
Suddenly-
do anything to make
Yeah.
that any easier on you.
and then, I am sorry for later when we did become closer and we did start fixing our relationship. I know that Dad and I were in a different spot too, and I apologize for not defending you in ways. I tried, and I didn't.
She was able to stand up for you a little bit more than Chris.
And I have apologized to Chris for not standing up for him too because I really, really should have.
But she knew by the time I was stepping out of line with you that shit needed to change.
Yeah.
And she would check me a little bit more, luckily. And then you would fucking check me on top of that.
Yeah.
Once you got
You
to a
told
certain
me to.
point. I did. I
it
did
got-
because I what did I tell you? It's just like with this fucking smoking. Don't get started on that. I know. I need to fucking quit. I need you guys to keep me accountable.
Yeah.
Because I need real motherfuckers around me to keep me on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
There's no if, buts, or maybes about it. And I'm not just saying that. Like,
Yeah.
I have to have people that care about me tell me when I'm fucking up.
Accountability buddies.
This is the last, not this last episode, but the one before that. It was called Accountability Buddies. But,
Your life would be boring without me.
and I,
Oh, you sound like him.
that's why she said it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry too, but I've said that a million times.
Yeah,
so
and
I'm not going to get into that whole spiel.
But I just wanted to say it because I don't know if I've ever said I'm sorry for not standing up for you.
Oh, that part I don't know for sure. You did the last time we recorded for sure.
But the listeners didn't get to hear that. We've recorded this 3 times.
I will say is that I'm insanely proud of you.
Oh, yes.
You have, in spite of all of the shit we've discussed so far,
pulled yourself up.
You did it on your own. Like, yeah, we helped where we could, but ultimately you did the work yourself. And I told you this whenever I got back on medication, and I will say it here to record it for posterity's sake. You inspired me to get back on medication because I knew I needed it, and I knew I wouldn't be able to function without it. You inspired me, not the other way around. And I appreciate that because even though you didn't try to, you kept me accountable in that moment too. And I appreciate that. And I am proud of everything you have accomplished. I am proud of everything you're going to accomplish because I know
great things.
You're going to fucking kill it in college. I know you are.
In life, in general. All of you guys
Don't
are.
tempt
One step at a time. One step at a time.
Hey. No.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I heard it. I was choosing to ignore it, actually. But I know... Well, first of all, I know how stubborn you are. So if you get it in your head that you're going to do something, you're going to fucking do it. And I will be there to kick you in the ass every step of the way to make sure you do it.
Yep. Like, if I don't like college,
Too fucking bad.
I'm getting through it.
You are going to get through it. But I think it's going to be different because college, you're choosing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not stuck doing it. Like
I think so.
Like
I think, yeah.
Selecting all my building blocks.
Okay, so we're going to close it like we closed it the last 2 times.
Oh, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if you know how integral of a part that you've played.
What does that even mean?
Integral.
Integral. Integral.
It's how it's spelled. It's spelled integral.
Integral. You've played a very important part in my own mental health.
I'm the savior.
More than
I am the Jesus Christ of Christmas.
Oh, God.
I am his best.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
No, I was just going to say thank you because I agree with everything with Dad, but I just want to say a personal thank you. Because we are so similar and because there are a lot of parallels between you and me, Sorry,
it's just funny to me to hear you say that whenever neither one of y'all wanted to admit it initially.
Because it's not true. Anyway.
I've always told Mom that you shouldn't have been a Scorpio. You should have been a Pisces.
I think so, too.
Because personality-wise, you're fucking Pisces, dude. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes. But a big part of my healing has come with the need to reparent myself.
Mm-hmm.
And she learned how to reparent herself by learning how to parent you. And I've seen it personally whenever she sees you react to certain things or how you handle certain things or the opportunities you get or your mindset. She is fucking proud. She was like, that's what I would have been.
I get to see who I could have been in my potential. I see
and it's
all
not
of
a
my
bad
potential
thing. And she's not like trying to project shit.
No.
Not
Not live vicariously through you by any stretch or anything like that. Because I want you to live your life.
It further proves to her that she wasn't the problem in the equation. Yeah. It was the way she was raised. Yeah.
Yes. So I wanted to take just a little bit of time to give you flowers like Dad was giving you earlier. It's just...
You'll give me plenty at my shows.
And we will forever. But I do want to say thank you because even though I am part of the reason why you hurt sometimes, I'm sorry. But I appreciate you.
She almost made it through a whole episode without
almost.
You made it through last time.
She cried after.
I did.
Damn.
But yeah, I just thank you because I got to fix some things by getting to be your mom. So you more, and I hate to say it this way, but it is you more so than your siblings. They did
because
help.
the little two got more of the healed version of us.
That and Chris, he and I,
their relationship
he shut
was
down.
yeah.
And I watched that.
Yeah.
Because
So-
he was
And-
just
and
dead
rightfully
set on
so.
not accepting.
Rightfully so.
And
He was
he's,
well
you know,
within his right
well
to
within
feel
his
that
rights.
way.
Yeah.
Everything since then has played out, and that's all fixed.
And
luckily.
we've had our conversations, and I've said my apologies to him, and I will continue to do that. And if at any
anything
time
comes up, you do not have to be like, well, I already talked about it. It doesn't matter. If it comes up 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if it comes up whenever
if
you
ever
decide to have kids, adopting or otherwise,
Yeah.
and something triggers something, say something. It doesn't matter. We're not going to hold it against you.
because I will forever be apologetic for my missteps
take
and my
accountability
wrongdoings.
For our shit, 100%.
100%, and I will continue to do so because
100%, it was not right.
no, because y'all didn't deserve that.
I could
Correct.
have made things easier though.
Again,
It's
you
not
were a
your
kid.
job.
Yeah.
It's our job to make things easier on you, not the other way around.
Yep.
Y'all are supposed to give a shit. Y'all are our kids.
We're supposed to raise you and teach you how to think and how to go through life.
Tough love is one thing, but what we did was not tough love.
No.
It was a whole nother clusterfuck.
It was bad parenting program that we were given.
Yep.
Doesn't make it better. That's just what it is. But
Yeah.
that's why we've done our hardest to do everything that we can to fix things
Since
now.
then.
So yes, sorry. I wanted
No.
to say thank you in that fashion because I'm a little Kaylee.
Okay. So now,
The saint.
Yeah, right.
10. Sorry. It hasn't been recorded. I had to record it.
10.
I'm the savior. I am the best child
Oh
that
my
you'll
God.
ever have.
You were so full of yourself. I'd much rather you have an ego than have daddy issues. Well, I mean, you still got daddy
I
issues,
still-
kind of. But you don't have those kind of daddy issues where
straight
you're
daddy
seeking
issues.
love and affection.
And you know that I'm not actually full of myself. I'm very
No,
self-deprecating.
you're self-deprecating. I know. You put on the bravado like I did
Yeah.
at your age. It's a vicious cycle, actually.
So
So, with all that being said,
Okay.
wrap up like we wrapped up last time. If you had a bit of information or advice or whatever to give either to your younger self or your siblings to make things easier, what would it be?
I'm going to say the same thing I said last time. A lot of people like to say, oh, you need someone, you need that support system, whatever it is you're doing. Especially if, like, I'm saying this to Logan or Noe, I would tell them that you can do it on your own. Especially with how things are going with Noe right now and how they're stressed out because of friends being there or not being there. What I learned is that you can do most of the shit by yourself. Especially like in middle school and high school, I didn't really have friends. I had acquaintances and people I talked to, but I didn't really have...
You didn't have that huge core group of friends like a lot
Yeah.
of people did.
Yeah, I was mainly alone all that time, and I kept my head down, and I got through it just fine, with or without friends. And I wish I knew whenever I was younger that I didn't need them, and I shouldn't have.
It fucked with you a lot whenever you were younger.
yeah,
The amount of tears I shed, the amount of like nights I stayed up crying because my
Nobody
friends
likes me.
nobody likes me.
Yeah.
All my friends have left me, or that
we tried our best to say that all of those people were temporary, but you have to
Yeah.
live through
Yeah.
it to really understand it.
to understand that not only were those people temporary, but what the fuck did I need them for? Like, they were like a temporary distraction, and they actually got me in more trouble
Then it was
like,
worth.
Yeah, because once a lot of the people left my life seemed so much easier.
It becomes simpler.
Yeah.
Because you only have you to worry about.
Yeah. So just keeping my head down and working on this shit on my own is the safer option. But, like, it's great to, like, make connections and, like, get to know other people and put yourself out there, but not to put it at the risk of your own sanity and your own mental health. Because, like, you can do it on your own. Yeah, it's nice to have some people there with you to, like, support you, but...
cheer you on and shit like that.
Yeah, but...
Ultimately,
if they're not...
if you can't be your own cheerleader, then
Exactly.
it's going to be pretty fucking lonely no matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're wise beyond your years, Bear.
It's a curse. It's because we're named young. I've got brittle bones.
You have
do
no
not.
fucking idea. You don't have brittle bones, first off.
You
Your
don't.
cousins have brittle bones.
Oh.
Okay.
Secondly, if I had a fucking nickel for every time somebody was like, oh, you're a really old soul, God, I wouldn't have to be getting a new job right now. Like, I could just retire at fucking 40 and do nothing the rest of my life.
Oh my goodness.
Same. Hurts so much.
Well, I'm glad that Dad and I get to be part of your, like, core support system, not friend support system. Because...
Yeah, I'm not your friend. I'm your dad, motherfucker. I don't even know if that fist bump will get picked up, but that's what
Very
They didn't
nice.
need to.
It's a thought that
That was
counts.
for us.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't do the diss on the siblings yet.
Oh,
Be
no,
like,
there's...
oh, I'm the perfect sibling.
There's a new rule, by the way.
What?
Oh yeah, you can't.
There's
y'all
no
can't-
more roasts.
Yeah, y'all can't
No
roast
more-
each other anymore.
I don't roast them.
Unless it's
It's in rap battle
form.
form. Yes, and you have to flow.
Noe
and you-
was so on board whenever we brought that up yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Logan got kind of worried, but he
Yeah.
looked like he was formulating already. Anyway.
Hey,
He can't roast to save his life.
hey, that's why I'm changing it to roast, or to rap battles.
In hopes that
He's gonna start listening to epic rap battles of history. And
I'm fine with that. As
Oh,
long as...
fucking I'll tell you this after we
Okay.
get done. Actually, it's
Yeah.
really funny.
If we could get his shit talking game to a level where it is not, well, you if we can get it to a point that's past that,
What about that forehead?
You
That dumb
look
shit.
like. If I have to hear, you look like.
or if he says something about Noe's hairline when they have the same fucking hairline one more damn time.
Okay.
Anyway. But anyway, thank you for your time and thank you for your insight, and you're a really cool person. And I really
I've told Mom that. Like,
Yeah.
I'd have been friends with
yeah,
you and
we would have
Chris
been friends.
whenever we were kids.
Hell yeah.
And I mean that.
Could you imagine?
No, I don't want to because I'm 40.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to
Because-
know what you were thinking.
No,
Because-
like, we would have all been, like, we would have been
We
friends.
would have fucked them up had they been their age
Oh,
now.
yeah, we would
at
have been-
our age. Like, we would have been the bad influences.
Oh, yeah, we would have been.
They would
Oh,
have
yeah,
ended
we-
up so much more fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Never
So
mind.
no, I don't want to think about that.
Never mind. We would have been the bad influences. We would have ruined
Imagine
your
the
lives.
amount of daddy issues I would have if I was friends with my dad.
All right. Well, on that note, please do all the social media things. We're trying to get out, all of our help. We're trying to promote mental health and all of that good stuff. So if you need help, we have references, and if I don't have them on hand, I can get them for you. You are not alone. Speak up to anybody, even if you don't know me.
If we let our kids speak up to us,
You're allowed to fucking speak up. Period. End of story. Because the
Let.
things... Well, yeah, They're human beings. But,
Nah.
yeah. Nah.
check us.
But, we're here. Even if
We're
you don't know
queer.
me, we're here. We're queer. We're here to stay.
Something about bears.
Something, I don't know. But let us know. You can message us. We may not know everything, but we're a person to talk to, and you're not alone in this fucking shithole of a life. The world is crazy out there. Anyway, and then do all these social media things, please. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, please. It really helps us. But yeah, until next time, guys. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. If you like this episode or know someone who would, please help us grow the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Keep up with all episodes on Buzzsprout or anywhere else you get your podcasts.